right into the next one. Michael Johnson versus Marc Diakiese. Michael Johnson never ceases to amaze me. He's probably the most unlucky fighter of all time, or I guess you can call. I think it's unlucky. I think he's really good. In the last 7 years, he's gone 4-10. But that's not to say he hasn't looked bad at all. He had a close fight against Nate Diaz, a split decision loss to Beneil Dariush, a very close fight with Justin Gaethje, where he was caught and KO'd, but it looked like, but he looked good in the fight. You know, it was a fight. I think it was a fight of the night too. And then he was up on the scorecards against Josh Emmett and was KO'd in that fight late in the third. And even in his last time out, split decision loss to Jamie Malarkey. It's just like those are all really tough guys. Jamie Malarkey, obviously, not as good as the other guys I said, but like a lot of those guys are top 10 guys that he's losing to, and very close fight. That Josh Emmett fight was so crazy. I felt so bad for Michael Johnson in that. He had that fight. Just really unfortunate in the second half of his UFC career. He started 9-4 to start the UFC. And like I said, he's 4-10 since. You really shouldn't count him out though. And I feel like he's always game for any matchup, basically, you put him against. Still has the power, the explosiveness in his hands, with 2 knockdowns landed already in 2022. He's taken on Marc Diakiese, who's a very dominant wrestler, and he's had really one-sided wins in his last 2 outs. Very grappling heavy wins. And when I say dominant, I mean like a Khabib level of dominance, landing 19 out of 29 takedowns at 67% accuracy. Also having 25 minutes and 59 seconds of control time in 30 minutes of fighting throughout his last 2 fights, which is just an insane number. That means he had 87% of control over those 2 fights. Just absurd numbers. And he looks really revived since that 2-fight losing streak. One was a very close fight against Rafael Fiziev, who rose all the way to number 6. He's ranked number 6 now. And then a flash sub not even 2 minutes into the fight against Rafael Alves. You know, and he looks the best he's ever looked since those losses. So I really do like Diakiese in this fight. I just think his grappling is too much for Johnson. Johnson does have a career takedown defense of 79%, but Diakiese's pace, I think, was too much for Johnson. Johnson slows down as the fight goes on. When Diakiese lands 3 or more takedowns, he's won 5 out of those 5 fights in the UFC. So that's his path to victory here, and I think he'll be able to get another win here. So I'm going to go with Marc Diakiese.